Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Kim Zolciak dishes on why she really split from Kroy Biermann. Former Real Housewives of Atlanta star Kim Zolciak has given fans an update on where she is in her divorce from Kroy Biermann and how she is finally landing on her feet again. The Bravo celebrity recently appeared on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, and she tackled several topics, including why she and Kroy split. Once Andy Cohen got her in the hot seat, he wasted no time in asking Kim about the status of her divorce from Kroy. She told him that it is still in process. The host also asked her point-blank what happened between the two of them to cause the split. "The rug was pulled out from underneath me," was Kim's response. The exes notoriously went through a string of public fights and police calls to their home before finally going radio silent. When asked how communication between them is now, Kim admitted that she would like more of it. "I would like to communicate more regarding the children, but it's just not there right now," she explained. Kim Zolciak is thrilled to be in a much better place after finally selling that $2.75 million mansion in Georgia earlier this year. "I just moved into a brand new home that I love back at the end of February. I'm happy, it's great, it's perfect," she shared on WWHL. The former housewife also shared that there is a new man in her life. She looked pretty happy while discussing him with Andy. "You know, I sat in that house and just worked and tried to take care of everything for 20 months, and I finally met someone great." Kim didn't divulge his identity but reinforced the fact that he is just great. What do you think is up next for Kim Zolciak in terms of work? Could a return to reality television be too far off? She is still on great terms with Bravo. Kim is in the process of rebuilding her life, which is precisely the kind of story the network loves to tell. Would you like to see her get her own show again? You can check out a portion of Kim's segment from Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen below. After months of tabloid headlines, courtroom drama, and cryptic Instagram posts, Real Housewives of Atlanta alum Kim Zolciak is finally setting the record straight. In a raw, unfiltered interview that has Bravo fans buzzing, Kim opened up about the real reason behind her split from former NFL star Kroy Biermann, and it's not what you might expect. "It wasn't just about money," Kim began, her signature blonde locks cascading over a designer hoodie as she sat in her Atlanta mansion's oversized living room. "Everybody loves to say it was the bankruptcy, the foreclosures, the financial stress. Yes, that played a part, but that wasn't the root. The truth is, somewhere along the way, we stopped seeing each other. For a couple that once seemed inseparable, chronicling their love story on Don't Be Tardy, blending their family, raising 6 kids, and filming nearly every milestone, it's hard to believe things unraveled." But Kim, ever candid and dramatic, says it was a slow burn. "People think one day you wake up and say, 'I'm done.' No, honey," she said with a sigh. "It's little things, the missed hugs, the texts that go unanswered, the way he'd walk past me in the hallway and I could feel the silence between us like a wall." According to Kim, the turning point came not during a shouting match or explosive fight, but in a moment of eerie stillness. "I was sitting outside by the pool, glass of wine in hand, looking up at the stars," she recalled, "and I realized I don't even know if this man loves me anymore, or if I still love him the same way I used to." Despite what the public may think, Kim insists that their financial struggles weren't the deal-breaker. "Sure, we had debt. Who doesn't? I like nice things. I'm not gonna apologize for loving Chanel and Gucci," she said with a laugh. "But we always found a way before. The problem wasn't the bills, it was the distance. Emotionally, spiritually, we were on 2 different planets." Fans began to notice cracks in their marriage long before the official divorce filing. The once jovial Instagram videos turned rare. Paparazzi photos showed the couple looking tense, their hands no longer interlocked. Then came the messy back-and-forth filings for divorce in 2023 and again in 2024, the restraining orders, and the rumors of explosive fights witnessed by their children. Still, Kim denies things ever got that bad. "Look, we yelled. We slammed doors. But it never got physical. Kroy is a good man, he's a great dad, and I'll always love him for being the kind of father he was to my girls," she said, referring to her daughters Brielle and Ariana, whom Kroy adopted after marrying Kim in 2011. In a raw, no-holds-barred sit-down interview that shocked fans and silenced critics, Real Housewives of Atlanta alum Kim Zolciak finally opened up about the emotional unraveling of her once-envied fairy-tale marriage to former NFL star Kroy Biermann. The Bravo favorite, known for her signature wigs, witty one-liners, and whirlwind romance, peeled back the glittery curtain to share the truth behind their shocking split. And it's not the story tabloids have been telling. It wasn't just the money, Kim said, taking a deep breath as she gazed out the window of her Georgia home. People love to throw that word around like it's the only thing that matters. Bankruptcy, foreclosure, debt. Yes, we were struggling, but money was just the match. The real fire started long before. From Don't Be Tardy to Don't Talk Anymore, Kim and Kroy's romance once seemed like reality TV destiny. He was the dashing athlete, she was the blonde bombshell with a raspy laugh and a mouth that rarely held back. Their chemistry was undeniable, and fans watched their love bloom from a chance meeting at a charity event into a whirlwind marriage and bustling household of 6 kids. "We had cameras in our home for almost a decade," Kim recalled, her voice trembling slightly. "And for a while, we made it look easy, but even then, behind closed doors, we were changing." As Kim tells it, the downfall wasn't just about finances, though those problems certainly didn't help. When you go from making millions to wondering if you can pay the electric bill, it shakes everything, but more than that, it exposes things you've been hiding. She confessed that she and Kroy had grown apart in ways we didn't know how to fix. The easy laughter turned into tense silence. The shared dreams became separate goals. "We stopped being teammates," she said. "He was trying to be my manager, my protector, my husband, and it became too much." Cracks in the foundation. According to Kim, their relationship began shifting when Don't Be Tardy ended. The show, which chronicled the chaos and comedy of their blended family, had provided both income and structure. "When the cameras stopped rolling, it felt like we lost our rhythm," she said. Without the show's production team, schedules, and shared spotlight, Kim and Kroy began to drift. "He wanted simplicity. He wanted a quiet life. But I'm not built that way," Kim admitted with a laugh. "I love the hustle. I love being out there, and he didn't." The rift widened when Kroy became more involved in the finances, taking on the role of full-time money manager. "I'll be honest, that was a mistake," Kim said bluntly. "We fought more about bills and budgets than anything else. He started treating me like a client instead of a wife. The kids were always the priority." Despite the emotional turmoil, Kim insists that the couple always put their children first. "We never let the kids see us fight. Not really. We tried to shield them from the worst of it," she said. "That's what kept us holding on longer than we probably should have." With 4 biological children together and Kroy's adoption of Kim's 2 daughters from previous relationships, the pair had built what Kim calls a beautiful, complicated, and very full life. But that also meant there was more to lose. "When you build a life that big, with that many hearts involved, leaving isn't easy," Kim said. But staying wasn't healthy anymore. The breaking point. The final straw, Kim revealed, came during what she called a summer from hell. The couple was hit with multiple legal notices, foreclosure threats, and endless rumors in the media. "It felt like the world was watching us drown, and cheering it on," she said. One night, after a heated argument that ended in tears and slammed doors, Kim packed a single overnight bag and checked into a hotel. "I didn't know if I was leaving for good," she admitted. "I just knew I couldn't breathe in that house anymore." The next morning, she called her lawyer. A painful but necessary goodbye. Though the divorce proceedings have been messy, public, and often heartbreaking, Kim said the split was the healthiest choice they could make, for themselves and their children. "I still love Kroy. I always will," she said, her eyes misting over. "He gave me 6 beautiful kids, and some of the best years of my life. But love isn't always enough. You need partnership, respect, peace, and by the end, we had none of that left." She shook her head, pausing. "People will say what they want, that I'm chasing fame, that I spent too much, that I never wanted a quiet life. Maybe they're right. But I also know I fought hard for that marriage. I fought harder than most would." What's next for Kim? Despite the heartbreak, Kim says she's not broken, just beginning again. She's currently working on a podcast, negotiating a possible return to reality TV, and rebuilding her brand.